Now at 5, some see it as an icon of Portland, and after several years, they're seeing its upcoming return as a sign for the city.
It's on the come up. I would like to say that we're in the Renaissance era as a whole.
Plus, how resources, including the military, are converging on Texas following deadly flash flooding.
There's still rescue efforts going on, and that's what we're going to be out there to do.
And the Trump administration has canceled funding research into sickle cell disease, how researchers are scrambling to find more money. Thanks so much for joining us here at 5. I'm John Adams. If you're headed to downtown Portland tomorrow, expect to see a road closure along Main Street. The good news is it's for the reconstruction of an iconic Portland statue. Our Celine Stevens is live in the newsroom with more on what's making a comeback. Celine.
John, so the Thompson elk statue is making its return, complete with the fountain, after 5 years. Tomorrow, construction kicks off to restore the statue, which is expected to last through winter. People I spoke with today are excited this Portland landmark is on its way back to downtown.
I mean, as soon as I saw a random article about it coming back, I almost cried. It was like, finally.
While everyone may not be this excited for the return of the Thompson elk statue, many are looking forward to the comeback of what they consider an iconic statue.
It's such an iconic piece of Portland, up since 1900, 120 years plus. And I think it sends a sign that, Portlanders are looking for good things to happen.
Kerry Timchuk with the Oregon Historical Society says he sees the return of the elk statue and fountain as a sign of Portland coming back.
It's been quite a while. The city's been promising it for a number of years. It was supposed to be up earlier, so to get this done, I think, is a sign of progress.
The construction starts July 7th and is expected to extend through the winter, closing down Main Street between 3rd and 4th Avenue.
And I think the city has so much to offer. So if we have to wait 5-6 months for some construction to be done to bring back, a beautiful part of history, let's just allow it, folks.
The city already having set aside $1.5 million out of the 2023 to 2024 budget for this to become a reality.
It literally, in my opinion, will bring a brightness back to the city that I personally felt has been missing.
The elk statue was removed in 2020 after the base of it was damaged due to a fire as a result of the protests at the time. Now, the city's goal is to retain the historical character of the statue while improving other aspects.
We're also building in pumps and recirculating water, which is kind of why the Portland Water Bureau is the one that's taking on this project, to make sure that there's more of a visual feature for people passing by.
Now, I also heard from City Councilor Dan Ryan, who wrote that he sponsored legislation with the support of many community advocates in the spring of 2022 to move the city of Portland's bureaucracy into action to restore and return the Thompson elk fountain. He added that he's excited the final stages are here. Now, drivers should expect to use detours. John?
All right, our Celine Stevens tonight. Celine, a lot of folks excited to see that elk back in downtown. And another traffic notice, PBOT crews tomorrow will start repaving work on Northeast Weidler between 15th and 24th Avenues. After replacing damaged asphalt, crews will also add new safety improvements. That work's expected to finish up in the fall. Well, time to take a look outside right now, where we have seen another day of beautiful blue skies to round out the holiday weekend. Meteorologist Joe Ranieri is joining us tonight. Joe, how's the start of the work week looking like for folks?
We're going to go from warm to hot, and speaking of warm, that's what we're experiencing right now on this Sunday afternoon. Hopefully everyone enjoyed their long holiday weekend. Temperatures are running anywhere from about 7 to 8 degrees warmer from this time compared to 24 hours ago. A little bit cooler along the Oregon coast, but a lot of locations, John, are looking at temperatures on this Sunday afternoon right around the mid-80s, 85 degrees as we go out to the wine country from our Chehalem tasting room there. Humidity is at 30%, and as we look at across the Pacific Northwest, we're not going to be seeing really a whole lot change over the next couple of days. Both tomorrow and Tuesday are going to be on the hotter side, right around the low 90s. But so far, one thing we haven't experienced this summer is multiple days with temperatures 90 or above. We've only done back-to-back days 90 or better. couple times or so. But as we look at the radar right now, all is quiet. We could see a chance for some thunderstorms develop on the east side of the state tomorrow into Tuesday. But look at these readings right now. Temperatures are in the mid 80s, 86. A few locations get a little warmer than that. This is what July is supposed to feel like. And yeah, it's going to be getting a little bit warmer over the next couple of days, but a little bit cooler by the middle part of the week, and a little bit of some drippy conditions as well. I'll talk more about that in a few minutes.
All right, Joe, we'll see you soon.
It was nothing short of horrific to see what those young children went through, and we will remain 100% dedicated, searching for every single one of the children who were at Camp Mystic, as well as anybody else in the entire riverbed.
Well, the death toll continues to rise after catastrophic flooding in Kerr County, Texas, and other areas of central Texas devastating the region. That total now up to 78 as searchers find more bodies. Authorities say many more remain missing, including 10 girls from Camp Mystic, a summer camp wiped out by the flooding early Friday. State officials are also warning residents about more rain on the way for the region, prompting evacuations as the frantic search for victims continues.
It's not going to take the same amount of rain that caused this damage to make the current water levels rise up, right? Because the ground is already saturated, so any rain that falls can be perceived as life-threatening rain.
Members of the United States Coast Guard based out of Florida have been deployed to help with the rescue efforts. One member told reporters rescue was still their #1 priority at this time. Well, back in Oregon, the Gillum County Sheriff's Office is urging caution after a Portland man drowns. They say it happened just after 2:30 Saturday afternoon. The victim, a 28-year-old man, was fishing in the John Day River with his family when he was swept away by the current. He was found about 10 minutes later upriver from Cottonwood State Park, but family and bystanders could not revive him. He was pronounced dead by medical professionals when they got on scene. And check out this video from the U.S. Coast Guard. A crew from Air Station Astoria was called to help Lincoln City first responders with 2 teens stuck on a cliffside. This was at Rhodes End Point. They were taken to a nearby airport unharmed. We continue to hear from people impacted by the federal government's funding cuts to medical research. One doctor says the National Institute of Health yanked her research grant, and now she's scrambling to figure out how she'll continue her work helping sickle cell disease patients. 90% of them are Black. Amy Cho has that story.
It's a blood disorder that causes excruciating pain. Sickle cell disease means the red blood cells are shaped like sickles and can't flow properly. That causes lifelong issues such as strokes, lung problems, and infections.
So basically someone who's 50 years old, it was functioning like someone who's 80 years old. So that was what we found in our original pilot. So I really felt like we have to do something.
Dr. Charity Oyedeji is a hematologist at Duke University. For the past 8 years, she's been working on a project called Sickle Fit, which helps patients do physical therapy to deal with the chronic pain and health issues.
People that couldn't do something as simple as get out of a chair without assistance are able to do that now.
But 2 weeks ago, the NIH told her it's taking away her funding, citing a low return on investment. It also said studies involving DEI support unlawful discrimination on the basis of race, which harms the health of Americans.
I was very sick to my stomach when I first saw it. I just could not believe it. Even small disruptions in research can have really major negative impacts.
One patient tells News 4 the sickle cell research at NIH saved his life. Lindrick Holmes from Austin, Texas, took part in a gene therapy study that changed his blood cells back to normal.
It's a debilitating disease. My ability to actually do what everyone has been saying Americans should do, pull themselves up by their own bootstraps. I wouldn't be able to do that if without the research that was done.
Holmes is still taking part in a 15-year study on the long-term effects of the treatment to make sure it's safe for others in the future. And while his study is still being funded, Holmes says he was saddened to hear about the funding for Sickle Fit being slashed.
It feels like they're using DEI as a euphemism for another word, for another derogatory word towards people that they don't like.
As for Dr. Oyedeji, she's planning to appeal the NIH decision to cut her funds.
Evidence clearly shows that this type of research prolongs life, improves function. These grants were originally awarded because of their merit.
She also plans to search for other sources of funding and says she's hopeful her work can continue.
Well, check this out. Portland has a new summer market, but it's at a familiar location. On Sundays through the end of August, Lansu Chinese Garden is hosting Blossom and Bounty. From plants and artwork to food, this is Old Town's only Sunday market and has a focus on Asian Americans, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islanders. One vendor had her grand opening today.
I want more people get beautiful roses for their garden. So, I heard here is a free market and I come here. This is the first time.
The market takes place from 10 to 2 every Sunday through August the 31st, and it's free to attend. Well, coming up